once you have your revenue goals set, this is where you say, okay, the end of the year revenue goal is this amount. Now, what needs to be possible for me to reach that? And that's where you're looking at, okay, I did my review of the previous year. I figured out what worked, what didn't work. I figured out how much money I want to make. I know how many hours I can realistically work in my business. I know my priorities. Now is when you actually start to set your goals. So these would be ideally quarterly goals. And you can even set shorter time frames than that within the quarterly goals. So you could say within the first 6 weeks of Q1, we want to reach XYZ and set that as a goal. And this is a really good way to keep you on track in order to reach those end of year revenue. So what needs to be true in order for you to reach that end of year goal? This is where you're going to map out your offers, your promotions, your members, maybe the creation of a new product, perhaps maybe a membership. Maybe you need some of that monthly recurring revenue, which can be very, very helpful with planning and having a business that's predictable so that you know how much money is going to be coming at a bare minimum every month. Take that honest reflection and figure out, do I need to raise my prices? Do I need to maybe change this one-on-one program to more of a group setting where I can bring more people in and make a little bit more revenue from that and also provide them with a little bit more value, right? So think about that. Do I need to hire support? And it's never been easier than now to get help in your business. First of all, we have AI, and we're going to be teaching a little bit about that on our upcoming coaching week. And you'll also hear it in an upcoming podcast as well. We did a couple interviews where we talked about AI and how it can help, but you absolutely can use AI agents, AI support, AI workflows, custom GPTs can all be used in order to help you through some of those administrative tasks that maybe don't fuel you, right? So think about those things that you do on repeat, the things that you do over and over again on an either weekly basis, maybe daily, monthly basis, or quarterly basis. And can you delegate this and automate it with AI? If so, I highly suggest you try to use that system. Now, you can also hire a VA, right? A virtual assistant. Again, it's never been easier to get help like this. There are sites such as Upwork that can help you with this. So you can get onto Upwork, for example, and you can hire a VA for a low cost to help you with some of those administrative tasks, to help you move forward, or to really help you with the things that you are not so good at. For example, if you're not good at social media and posting on social media and marketing there, hire a VA to get some help in this area. Where are the gaps in your business where it's not your zone of genius? It's not something that you're good at. And can you afford to hire somebody in that area? A lot of times the return on investment is worth hiring them. You will get more money coming in because you're spending money on that person and they know what they're doing and they can do it far better than you can. I had to be humble in my business and start hiring people that were far better at doing things that I once did in my business. I remember from the content perspective, for making the recipes and making the materials for the wellness falls, I used to do it all myself. All of that content I was creating, and I was good at it. However, because I was spread so thin and because my business was starting to grow, I was spending less and less time on it, and it got to a point where I could not do it as well as somebody else. And when I ended up hiring out for some of those positions, I realized how much better the content became and how much richer and fulfilling it became for our members. And then also for me as a business owner, because I could start to do things like this, have our podcast and do our coaching week and really support our members in our community. And so when you start to hire out, you'll realize how when you get that time back, time really truly is your best and most important currency, that you will be able to do things that are in your zone of genius, things that you love, things that light you up, and things that really grow and scale your business in a whole new way. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.